The United States Air Force is planning one of its most ambitious aircraft procurement years in recent memory. In its fiscal year 2027 budget request, the service is asking Congress for over $30 billion to buy new fighters, tankers, and autonomous aircraft. These purchases aren't just about replacing old airplanes. They reveal how the Air Force expects to fight future wars and maintain its global advantage in an increasingly contested world. So, what aircraft does the Air Force want to buy in 2027, and what does that tell us about the future of American air power? Let's take a closer look. The Department of the Air Force's fiscal year 2027 budget request includes a major increase in procurement spending. According to the service, the goal is to improve readiness today while accelerating modernization for tomorrow's challenges. At the center of that effort is aircraft procurement. The Air Force is continuing to invest heavily in both proven platforms and emerging technologies, creating a force that combines stealth, firepower, global reach, and autonomous capabilities. The largest fighter acquisition in the budget is the F-35A Lightning II. The Air Force is requesting funding for 38 new F-35As, reinforcing the aircraft's role as the service's primary stealth fighter. The F-35 brings a combination of low observability, advanced sensors, data fusion, and networked warfare capabilities that make it one of the most capable combat aircraft ever built. Its ability to detect threats, share information across the battlefield, and operate in heavily defended environments remains a key part of the Air Force's future strategy. As older fourth-generation fighters continue to age, the F-35 is expected to play an increasingly important role in maintaining air superiority and supporting joint operations around the world. But the Air Force isn't relying on stealth fighters alone. The fiscal year 2027 budget also includes funding for 24 F-15EX Eagle II aircraft. At first glance, some may wonder why the Air Force continues to buy a non-stealth fighter while investing heavily in the F-35. The answer is simple. The F-15EX and the F-35 perform different roles. While the F-35 is designed to penetrate contested airspace and gather information, the F-15EX offers exceptional payload capacity, long range, and the ability to carry a large number of weapons. In many scenarios, the two aircraft are expected to operate together. The F-35 can identify and track threats, while the F-15EX provides additional firepower and magazine depth. This combination gives commanders greater flexibility and helps create a more balanced force. Another major aircraft acquisition in the budget is the KC-46A Pegasus. The Air Force wants to purchase 15 additional KC-46 tankers as it continues replacing portions of its aging aerial refueling fleet. Tankers rarely receive the same attention as fighters, but they are among the most important aircraft in the inventory. Without aerial refueling, American fighters, bombers, cargo aircraft, and reconnaissance platforms would have far less reach and flexibility. The ability to project power across vast distances has long been one of the United States' greatest military advantages. The KC-46 is intended to help preserve that advantage for decades to come. By modernizing the tanker fleet, the Air Force is ensuring that future operations can be sustained across multiple regions and extended distances. But perhaps the most significant development in the fiscal year 2027 budget isn't a traditional aircraft at all. For the first time, the Air Force is requesting procurement funding for collaborative combat aircraft. Often referred to as CCAs, these autonomous aircraft are designed to operate alongside crewed fighters such as the F-35 and future combat aircraft. The concept is simple but potentially revolutionary. Instead of sending a single fighter into combat, the Air Force could deploy a team consisting of a human pilot and multiple autonomous aircraft working together. These drones could carry weapons, extend sensor coverage, conduct electronic warfare missions, or perform reconnaissance tasks. Because they do not carry a pilot, they can also accept greater levels of risk during combat operations. The inclusion of collaborative combat aircraft in the procurement budget marks an important milestone. It signals that autonomous systems are moving beyond experimentation and becoming part of the Air Force's future force structure. Taken together, these aircraft purchases reveal several important priorities. First, the Air Force remains committed to modernizing its fighter fleet through continued purchases of the F-35 and F-15EX. Second, aerial refueling continues to be viewed as a critical capability for global operations. Third, autonomous systems are rapidly becoming an integral part of future air combat planning. The Air Force is not replacing traditional aircraft with drones. Instead, it is building a force where crewed and uncrewed platforms operate together to create new capabilities and improve combat effectiveness. The fiscal year 2027 budget request represents more than a list of aircraft purchases. It provides a glimpse into how the Air Force sees the future. A future where stealth fighters, heavily armed fourth-generation aircraft, modern tankers, and autonomous wingmen work together as a connected combat force. Whether Congress ultimately approves every aircraft in the request remains to be seen, but one thing is already clear. The Air Force is investing heavily in the capabilities it believes will define air power in the decades ahead. And if this budget becomes reality, the shape of the future force is already beginning to emerge. This is Strike Vector, and we'll be watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to Strike Vector for more military aviation analysis, defense documentaries, and the future of air warfare.